Oh, I have to put VTube Studio back on. Oh my god. Hello. Hello, gamers. We're here. We're living. We're thriving. We're vibing. We're doing everything. We're doing it. We're doing it. I need to make a tweet that I'm back. VTube Studio, are you gonna do the thing? Are you gonna do the thing that you're supposed to do? Your one job? Your one job, VTube Studio? Please? There we go. There we go. Okay. Let me just make a tweet. I'll put the tunes back on for y'all. Oh my god! Why it's I'm gonna BRB because it's forcing me to do another ad, so I'll be back in a minute. Fucking I am be right back. ここにはよく来ます。Oh, I come here often. Oh, I can do a pickup line. ここにはよく来ますか? You come here often? You come here often? What's your name? Why is the one and the two different sizes? Hello, I am a cat. I killed him. I've committed my second murder of the day. Sir, you're just making noises at me. I am a cat. I do not understand your human language. I am a cat. I fell down a hole. That's okay. I don't know your name either. I don't know my name. I'm a cat.
Realize 始まりのは新しい時代を We got a sunrise burning like the fire. I don't remember the name.
I don't either. Tomorrow we're playing Splatoon. That's a big horse! Why is the Shiva horse even more buff? That's the Shiva horse but buffer, and I don't like it. I didn't think they could make the horses in this game more buff. I'm upset. Why is it so buff? And why is it Shiva's horse? Look at Stiddy's like, I don't want to fucking look at it. Look at these women drinking their coffee in sync. These ladies are married. This is what marriage looks like. You wear differently colored versions of the same outfit, you get the same haircut, and you drink your coffee in sync with one another. That's what lesbian marriage looks like.
Navi, go now. Find our young friend and guide him to me. I do not have much time left. Fly, Navi, fly. The fate of the forest, nay, the world depends upon thee.
My wife! Sorry. I don't get the opportunity to make that joke very often. Suma. Was Viral's wife just named fucking wife? Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? Was his wife just fucking named wife? And like, my friend was like, oh, I saw this booth that had all these grahas and like pointed me toward it. And I went up to them. I went up to this booth. And I looked at them. I looked the artist dead in the eyes. I looked him dead in the eyes and said, Give me every graha you've got. And they're like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah. I want all of them. I didn't exclude legendaries from like the normal randomization because I thought it would be funny. And I was right. I was completely right. I have no idea how to do an ASMR stream, but that's not gonna stop me. That's never stopped me from doing anything. Okay, we're back for real this time. We're back for real now. I don't know what was going on. I don't know what was going on.
Who let you in here?
Beaker Bar, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. I'm glad you are still having a good enough time despite how furious I am that my PC crashed and it took me like half an hour to get my stuff set all back up, but I'm doing good. I'm okay. I'm just upset about my PC just crashing. But I've got everything set back up. We're here, we're living, we're thriving, we're ready to go. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're here. We're here, and that's what matters. We are going to be drawing a PNG Plus for Enigmas. I have got our kind of base layout set up. Enigmas, this is a good, this situation, you vibing with it? You vibing with it? With all this biz? I figured, you know, the chair, the wine glass. I figured this is kind of the vibe based on what you described to me. Yo, glad y'all are back from ads. Yeah, 3D models got toes. They ain't gonna be out. I got cool, like, pumpkin vine brush. Very into. So I'm gonna get that all, like, I wanna get that all, like, in here. I wanna get vines up in here. I'm glad, okay. I'm glad the vibes are, like, where I thought they were. That's what we want. We want the vibes. Kyoryu Sentai Jurenja. So we're just gonna kind of get... just kind of get everything... nice. Okay. Perfect. Because I know that very, like, Vincent Price kind of, horror dad vibe. And y'all know me, I love a good Vincent Price horror dad vibe. Tenshin da! Whoa, 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 whoa. Kishirenja, tenma kirin ho orenja. I have, I think if I do this, you can see I've made sure that the pumpkin can fit a head inside it. I am in fact a very good mother to my many virtual children. Oh, that's why I have to get back on the pencil. Gosei Sentai, Gosei Sentai. In fact, my favorite Scooby-Doo, my favorite incarnation of Scooby-Doo, is the one with Vincent Price in it. 13 Ghosts fucking kicks ass. 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo fucking kicks ass. Okay. I vibe with that. Yeah. You know, just several pumpkins in a trench coat. I can work with that, because I was thinking, like, oh, if I can, like, kind of, you know, like, where the sleeve ends and where, like, a glove begins, kind of just, like, make me like, oh, the stuff inside the clothing is actually vines. Just be like, this dude is all pumpkin all the way down. Yeah, nice. Nice. I am glad that I picked up very much on the vibe. I am so glad I picked up on the vibe of, like, yeah, okay, this dude is just a pumpkin in a man suit. Yo, they put everything up on Netflix? On YouTube? Hell yeah. We'll get you kind of like some... I was thinking kind of like a house slipper. Because you're very much like in that kind of lounging... Oh, hell yeah. Sentai Dairenja. Yeah, I was definitely I'll definitely, like, you know, as we're making our way through, see what cuz Loafers is also definitely the vibe. Oh, hell yeah. Nice. Ba-da. So we went on the Gongcha pilgrimage yesterday. We went up to see a friend of mine that lives near a Gongcha so we could get the mount codes. For the Porksy King mount. Can't believe I bought 3 Bobas. They were good, though. Hell yeah. Love turtle friend to all children.
んじゃ大レンジャー俺たち無敵さ I am very much vibing with Ultraman Arc so far. I dig it so much. That's hysterical. That's extremely funny that Alf has no subtitles. But yeah, I'm very, very much feeling it with Arc so far. I loved Blazer too. Blazer was so good. And I feel like they've kind of carried some of that chiller vibe of Blazer into Arc, while, you know, kind of drifting back toward kind of the 1980s, 90s, alien puppet comedy Alf. Blazer is very, very much a response to Shin Ultraman. Yeah, we're so back. We're so back. We're here. We're living. Like, I am 1,000% positive that it is the success of Shin Ultraman kind of dictated the tone for Blazer. And I appreciate that we're keeping some of that tone while drifting sort of back into the standard kind of tone of New Generation, and it's kind of in a middle ground. I like that. I'm here for that. Love just the vibes of Arc, though. Oh my god. Are you gonna be in here yelling the whole time? Do I really have to forcibly remove you? Sorry, I'm talking to my cat. Because he is being a pain. He's just in here screaming. And I would really prefer if he didn't. Can y'all hear him? Let me turn this up. Come on, meow louder. Meow louder like you were before. Damn, I was hoping if I turned it up and pointed it at him, maybe y'all would be able to hear him. There we go. Okay. Oh, he's still yelling, just not as loud as he was. But all he does is yell at me all day. All day and night. Oh, it's because it's 4. It's his dinner time. That's why he's yelling. Any anime toku that doesn't have a US release. Bokenger. But I'm gonna have to wait for Shout Factory for that. Um, the answer is always Bokenger. We're getting Taiga, so I really don't have anything I want Ultraman-wise. I would really, again, this would be a Shout Factory thing, but I'd really like for a release of X-Aid, so that we have the full Takahashi Yuya trilogy. What would I want that Discotheque would release? What would I want that Discotheque... They already gave me Cutie Honey the Live, so... What else could I possibly want? That's true. I think since X8 is more recent, it is more likely that it would be Shout Factory. But not 100%, just more likely. I'm trying to think of, like, what would be, like, extremely likely. Do we have Kamen Rider Amazon? Do we have Amazon on Blu-ray DVD yet? No? Then that's what I want. Not Amazons, just Amazon, singular. My funny little man, who I love. I love Amazon. I would love for them to release Amazon. Yeah, I love my boy. I love my boy. Oh, I absolutely want Blade. Blade, Hibiki. I think Hibiki feels like a Discotheque release. Really want Bokenger. Really want Bokenger. Honestly, yeah, would love releases of, like, original Cutie Honey or any of the older Cutie Honey animes. Would love to just get my claws into some more Cutie Honey. I love Cutie Honey. Yeah, that feels like a Discotheque pick. That feels extremely Discotheque core. Yeah, they love getting those kind of back of the shelf titles. No fear, no pain. Okay, so now I need to, because this is a pumpkin, and I need to kind of, like, make it clear where I want to put the face. Honestly, yeah. Okay, so we have this. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. I feel like that is one of those things where it's like, this is just a matter of time. Here we go, Count Zero. Kamen Rider Agito. Yo, they have... Yo, Sherlock Hound has Blu-rays? Hey, yo. Hey, yo. I'm gonna have to look into those, because I have been wanting to watch Sherlock Hound. Yeah. Seal your doom tonight. Ready to go, Count Zero. Kamen Rider Agito. Hello. Yeah, I really need to sit down with Sherlock Hound. I'm slowly working my way through Dungeon Meshi, because I've been meaning to do that and, like, haven't, but now I have access to my friend's Plex server, so I'm just like, okay, I need to just fucking watch Dungeon Meshi. I need to just do this, because it's so good. Like, it's Dungeon Meshi. Get on. Hell yeah. My cat will be fed at my next ad break, unless my mom decides to feed them first. Yo, it's on YouTube? Hey, yo? The thing is, I really need to get, like, a Fire Stick or, like, a Roku Stick set up in my bedroom to watch things, so that I can, like, watch stuff in bed. They're not that expensive, so I need to just do it so I can, like, have YouTube and Plex and everything and the other room, so that when I'm, like, laying there unable to move from chronic fatigue, I can at least get through my fucking anime backlog. Yo, what? I'm gonna have to take a look out for those tomorrow. Hell yeah. I'm getting so much fucking news today. Sherlock Hound is free on YouTube. They have peach cobbler Pop-Tarts. This is the news the people want. These are the things that people want to know about. Why is this not part of the 24-hour news cycle? The important shit. This is the thing. This is what people want to know. I'm gonna have to look out at the supermarket when I go on Tuesday to see if we have peach cobbler Pop-Tarts. Oh god, I still need to watch The Boy and the Heron. I need to watch the new Urusei Yatsura. I need to watch the old Urusei Yatsura. I need to finish Dungeon Meshi. What was the fucking other thing that I wanted to watch? There's definitely something else that I wanted to watch. I've got my whole Kitsu.io, like, I need to update it a little bit, but I need to watch the new one and the old one. What if we give him, like, a little turtleneck? Actually, instead of a turtleneck, I have a better idea. What if we do kind of like a very, like, puffy ascot? Like one of them big puffy ascots that's, like, held by a thing, and then, like, back here you can kind of see, like, the vines a little bit. And have that under the vest. What? Everything? Oh my god, why are Kamen Rider and Super Sentai not on YouTube when, like, every fucking other thing on the face of the earth is? God, can you feel? Did they do kind of like this? Shintaru. You know now, whoa. 今一人一人の夢の中 Time to go. Hell yeah. Always more Garo. Thank you. I have my tea. I made some sweet tea. So I have a glass of that. But I think we're getting in there. I think we're really, yeah. I mean, people need to see Masahiro Inoue chew the scenery, regardless of what he is doing. It is all he knows. Choo Choo also recommended a GL drama to me that, speaking of Masahiro Inoue, that Natsumi from Decade is in. And then I was looking at what else was on that service, and I'm like, oh, I need to fucking live on this service. I need to watch 5 million more weird queer dramas. I need to get more into, like, queer Thai dramas, because there's so many and they're fucking wild. Decade is... I need to rewatch Decade because I actually don't remember it very well. For some reason. I'm not exactly sure why. But I need to rewatch Decade. Because I think it's kind of the same reason that I don't remember a huge amount of Gokaiger, because I watched both Decade and Gokaiger before I watched a lot of the things they were paying tribute to. In Decade's case, before I watched anything it was paying tribute to. Because at the time, I was getting in around the Double era, so a lot of people were still having big thoughts on Decade, and a lot of people's big criticism was like, oh, they didn't like the sort of alternate universe nature, and they didn't like how it handled other shows that they loved. And I'm like, well, if I watch Decade before I watch any of the other shows, I can't be upset about how Decade handled them. Which I think was a good call on my part. But I also, just because of that, I don't really remember it, because I don't... So much of it was steeped in prior things that I just don't remember a lot of things because of that. It's why the episodes of Gokaiger that stick so strongly with me are the Decade episode, or not the Decade, the Deca Ranger, the Bokenger, and the Go-Onger episodes, because those were the 3 Sentai I watched before I watched Gokaiger. So, it's kind of that thing where I just need to give Decade another watch. I did revisit Gokaiger somewhat recently, and it was nice revisiting it. I still don't like Luca, but it at least kind of, I was able to reevaluate the way Luca and Ahim behave towards each other, because it used to bother me the way that I thought Luca had been kind of using Ahim as a replacement for her sister, and in rewatching it, I was able to kind of reevaluate that and kind of see, like, oh, I don't think it's as bad as I thought it was. So I'm now at least okay with the Gokaiger lesbians. I think the Malaysian bootleg of Abba Ranger, speaking of, is the one that I originally watched. And I remember extremely little of Abba Ranger because of it. Because those were not good subs. Those were not good subs and not good quality video. Abare, abare, makure, get up. Abare, abare, shabare. Surugare. Yes, so like I want to give him like a little glove. So like here you'll also be able to see like the vines. Maybe do like a little one of them little curly pumpkin vines like coming out of the sleeve. Hello.
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 How are you doing?
Hello, my presidential running mate.
Yes. My fellow Americans. Yeah, my fellow Americans. Okay, by the way, as a statement, a very good statement, gender neutral.
Yeah.
My fellow Americans, ladies and gentlemen, non-binary friends, fellow Americans. I am Maru Malandra. I am not a United States citizen, and I am declaring my candidacy for President of the United States of America this year, with my wife, the Manticore Son of Mikan, who's a Manticore, as my running mate. We are running on a platform of greater incentives for people to not work. We are running on a platform of whatever would get us elected that is not racist and fucked up. We are running on a platform for you. We are running for America, the country that we are in, by which I mean I'm not in it. And Sono has a vice presidential platform that, as you will see, will perfectly serve the interests of every American in the state of New Jersey.
A pork roll, egg, and cheese on every plate.
Thank you. But yes, hello. Ah, shit.
Hello, my wife.
I am being attacked by eagles with swords for feet.
That is most eagles, from what I've learned.
And they're throwing fucking explosive barrels at me like it's Donkey Kong. Elden Ring is a very serious game. It's a very serious game.
It is. I'm personally not a huge fan of pork roll, but I do love a good egg and cheese. And I will jail anyone who calls it Taylor ham.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That is part of our platform. That is part of our platform officially, Chad.
Yes, that was the contingency for me running is making anyone who calls it Taylor ham. That is a felony. That is a felony crime.
Federal crime. It's a federal. It's federal. It's federal, Chad. Okay, it's federal. Oh shit! Sorry, another eagle. Oh, the eagle just exploded itself. Like the eagle was like in a corner with a bunch of explosive barrels, and it grabbed one and threw it at me, but it collided with the other explosive barrels, and it just one shot at itself.
Nice.
Great.
Enigmas 8. Taylor ham. Pork roll. It's called pork roll, actually. Taylor is the brand. See, Taylor is the brand name for pork roll. It is Taylor brand pork roll. But for some reason, there are people who decided to just call it Taylor ham, and they're wrong, and I will make it a federal crime.
But yes, I hope you don't mind that I'm playing Elden Ring while hanging out with you.
Oh, absolutely. We're just vibing. I also will make Hoagie Fest a federal holiday. Everyone will it will be America's Golden Week. It will be the equivalent of Golden Week in America, but it's Hoagie Fest. So not only do you get the week off, you get hoagies. Oh, so were the Eagles exploding in Elden Ring? I thought we were making president jokes.
Oh, no. The exploding eagles were literally from Elden Ring.
Okay. I assumed that was an America thing because that is an America thing. That is just something we have here.
Oh, I know. Yeah. It was Providence, you see. Providence, Rhode Island.
Yes. So I'm making a PNG plus for Enigmas. A pumpkin. Nice. A pumpkin in the shape of a man.
Fantastic.
Ready to do murders.
Murders and crimes?
Love that. Y'all know I love murders and crimes. It's true, it is why eagles are endangered, because they do just explode all the time.
They do be like that, the eagles. By which I mean the band. That's why the band is not performing anymore.
Oh, I thought you meant the football team.
How many things are there called the Eagles?
A lot.
A lot.
Though I don't know if the Eagles, the band, are American? Are they? Now I have to look. I'm wondering if they might be British because most bands that are the word are British.
Sorry, did you ask me a question?
Oh, nope, they're from LA. Never mind. Never mind, they are American.
Ooh, sorry, I just ran into a guy with a big hat.
Ooh.
Ooh. Spinning weapon. What does it do? Oh, I can spin my weapon and it's like a shield.
Ooh.
Ooh. But yeah, I've had a nice day today. I went and played baseball earlier.
Oh, hell yeah.
We went to the pub, we hung out, and then I came home and napped for an hour. And my plan was gonna nap for an hour, gonna get some takeout, and then gonna see if I have energy to go to the wrestling event that I was gonna go tonight. Obviously, I'm talking to you. I didn't go.
That's fair.
Yeah, I was like, I'm already really tired. I was sad because that was like the one Pride thing I was gonna go to, but but I didn't want to overdo it, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
but yeah, it was a Pride. It was like a Pride. It was a queer wrestling event
Oh,
as well, which
nice. Hell
yeah,
yeah.
hopefully they'll put in another one. But yeah,
I'm sure. I went out yesterday and saw some friends.
oh yeah, for the boba mission.
Yes, we went on the boba mission, and then we watched some gay J drama, and then
Nice.
we went to visit another friend and hung out with her and her kids and watched Dungeon Meshi.
Nice. Did you get the mount?
Yes, I did.
Okay, good. Okay,
I still have to
Okay.
redeem the code, but I have it.
okay, good. Um, oh man,
I know there
should've-
were
I
some
should've-
people who were having trouble with that.
I should have sent you. I should have sent you some money to get me one, but it's fine. I don't care. I don't care enough.
Give it like 2
Because-
years and it's gonna be in the cash shop anyway. Probably
absolutely.
cheaper than the like $25 it costs to buy 3 boba.
Oh my, $25. God.
Because you have to buy
Man.
3. You have to buy 3 drinks.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. By the way, Chad, we will be announcing formally tomorrow. We just wanted you guys to know
Yes.
now that we're running for president of the United States of America. By which I mean I'm running, and Sono is my vice president. We will be the first wives to enter the White House
It's
as
true.
president and vice president.
We will be the first married president and vice president.
Exactly, and the first lesbian president and vice president. We will be
Yes.
this will be a presidency of the first manticore in high office, proving that there are truly no barriers in America. If you're a dreamer, if you believe, there are truly no barriers.
Yep. Unfortunately, I will not be the first criminal villain in office. But I will
Well,
be
that-
a better one than the one that was there last time. I
mean,
will be
let's
better
face
at it.
What was that quote that was like by the standards of the Nuremberg trials? Every post-war American president is a war criminal.
I mean, yes. They're not wrong. Ready to get it's in a power. God, Decker Ranger is good.
God, I just had a scary glitch where everything went black and all you could see was like lights.
Oh no.
Yeah, in the middle of a fight too. But it's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. God, I'm fine.
It's true, we will also be the cutest presidents in history.
Oh my God, yeah.
We will, in fact, be the most adorable presidents. President and
We-
vice president.
We will be the cutest. Absolutely. Let's face it. Let's be honest here. There has never been a cute president of the United States.
No. I
You
mean,
know-
like, Teddy Roosevelt was close.
Yeah.
Like, so far, he is the cutest president, and I feel like we can beat that pretty easily.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty handily, one might say.
Yeah.
Oh, the killing inside is killing. I'm killing a lot of people. Killing a lot of people here, Jared.
That is what happens in LD Wing. Yeah, like, I will also be the fun kind of evil in office
Oh yeah.
instead of, like, the annoying shitty kind.
Yeah, we're talking about, you know, We're talking about like, building a giant mousetrap to catch Batman
Yeah,
kind of evil, right? That's
yeah.
what we're talking about.
You know, the normal shit.
Yeah, normal shit.
The kind of evil that's enjoyable for everyone. Good old blue collar evil. You know?
Exactly.
Ever missing. Yeah, cannibalism. I will eat all of our opponents. Which, is protocol for winning an election. People forget that.
Oh shit. A big monster just yelled me to death.
Oh no.
Yeah, I just got yelled at to death.
Big mood.
To death, Mary.
Me when anyone yells at me.
Yeah, exactly, right? Exactly. But baseball was fun today. And having a nap after baseball, fucking primo shit. Let me tell you.
Hell yes.
Fucking primo shit, Jerry.
I was walking around North Jersey for a couple hours, getting boba, eating eggs, generally being exhausted. Yeah, I will bring back the law that the vice president eats all failed presidential candidates.
Yeah.
I mean, you're welcome to join me in eating them if you want, but I figure, I know what I'm doing there. I don't know how often, as an android, you eat people.
Not very. But you'll be surprised though. It's not unheard of.
Yeah, no, I know it's not impossible. I know it is somewhat common.
I'm having to fight these eagles again for democracy. I'm gonna tell myself it's for democracy.
I mean, basically.
I'm gonna tell myself it's for America.
Judgment time. It's what the American people want.
It's what the American people want. It's what the American people expect of America's first tokusatsu hero president.
Yeah.
America's first hero president, period.
I mean, yes.
Okay?
Like, I am not the first villain in office, but Maru is the first hero in office.
Yeah. Let's remember, I'm a delinquent now. I'm pretty fucked up. Still extremely honorable and honest. Compared to what's gone before me.
I mean, again, not a high bar, but...
Yeah, the bar's in hell. The bar is absolutely in hell.
Judgment time. Deca Ranger. Do I have... What 3D models do I have for shoes? Make a presidential mecha Metal Wolf Chaos style. Yes. Small object fashion. What do I don't think I have that many shoes, actually. I have high heels, because those are hard to draw. Let me see what I can find in the way of shoes. Shoes are hard to draw, so I will usually get a model for them.
Yeah, absolutely fair.
What if I just search for loafer? Ba-da-ba, ba-ba, ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba-ba. Oh, by Maj Ranger. Yeah, shoes are hard, and we use tools to make things better for ourselves. But generative AI is not a tool. It's garbage. I just want my position on that clear. I feel like that's a thing everyone here knows. I feel like I have not been coy in my feelings about generative AI. But, you know. I guess I'll put the pumpkin in food? Fashion. Challenger. Hotel. Go find Madge Ranger. Meet the future. Exactly. I mean, you are a pumpkin, so you eating pumpkins is cannibalism. Tupidate. God, yeah. Well, the thing is, I want an announcement for Magi Ranger DVDs because once we have Magi Ranger, Bokenger is next in line, and I need it. I need that, or I will die. Go find Magi Ranger. Go find Magi Ranger. Cheat the future. Maho Sentai Magi Ranger. Topidate. Thank you. I will hide. Oop, that's not what I want. I want that. Maru Daichi Kaze ga Meru Go by Mudge. Okay, I need to take a quick ad break. Then we will come back, get these shoes in order, and keep sketching. So we will be right back in just a couple minutes.
Yay!
Yoku kimasu. Oh, I come here often. Oh, I can do a pickup line. Koko ni wa yoku kimasu ka? You come here often? You come here often? What's your name? Why is the one and the two different sizes? Hello, I am a cat. I killed him. I've committed my second murder of the day. Sir, you're just making noises at me. I am a cat. I do not understand your human language. I am a cat. I fell down a hole. That's okay. I don't know your name either. I don't know my name. I'm a cat.
Realize Hajimari no wa Atarashi Jidai wo. We got a sunrise burning like the fire. I don't remember the name.
I don't either. Tomorrow we're playing Splatoon. That's a big horse! Why is the Shiva horse even more buff? That's the Shiva horse but buffer, and I don't like it. I didn't think they could make the horses in this game more buff. I'm upset. Why is it so buff? And why is it Shiva's horse? Look at Stiddy's like, I don't want to fucking look at it. Look at these women drinking their coffee in sync. These ladies are married. This is what marriage looks like. You wear differently colored versions of the same outfit, you get the same haircut, and you drink your coffee in sync with one another. That's what lesbian marriage looks like.
Navi, go now. Find our young friend and guide him to me. I do not have much time left. Fly, Navi, fly. The fate of the forest, nay, the world depends upon thee.
My wife! Sorry. I don't get the opportunity to make that joke very often. Tsuma. Was Viral's wife just named fucking wife? Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? Was his wife just fucking named wife? And like, my friend was like, oh, I saw this booth that had all these grahas, and like pointed me toward it. And I went up to them. I went up to this booth. And I looked at them. I looked the artist dead in the eyes. I looked him dead in the eyes and said, give me every graha you've got. And they're like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah. I want all of them. I didn't exclude legendaries from like the normal randomization because I thought it would be funny. And I was right. I was completely right. I have no idea how to do an ASMR stream, but that's not gonna stop me. That's never stopped me from doing anything. Not having any idea what I'm doing has not stopped me for 2 years, and it's not gonna stop me going forward. I'm way too powerful for that. I'm too powerful and too fucking stupid.
Oh my god, he wants to kill you! Sono, get away from him! Bad touch!
He's
Bad
like...
stranger danger! Look at that face. He's like, he's doing the anime. You know the anime thing where like the fisheye lens?
Yes!
You know? He's like, I must execute her. I must have her jugular veins.
I love that he's like doing this, and I'm just standing there. I can absolutely hear him, and
Yeah,
I'm just like,
you can
this
totally
is
hear
fine.
him.
This is fine. You can try and
This
murder
is
me.
fine. I feel okay with this.
You cannot stop me from trying to seduce Mascot Bowser. I will seduce Bowser. He will be my husband. And I will marry him because he is sexy. And then I will make him into Bowsette, who is also sexy and can step on me. Thank you. Like, we're just doing gacha, except I don't have to pay any money for it. I paid the money for the game, and then I can do as much gacha as I want for free. Like, it's the same, like, it is! It is! This is literally just doing a gacha. That's all this is. Like, I am just pulling for that 5-star. I'm right! I'm right. Tell me I'm not. Tell me I'm not correct about this. I didn't put a tea bag in this tea. Y'all have been drinking.
Hello, gamers. We are back. I am hoping that I have this shoe at the right angle. Have I put this in here correctly? I think so. I think that looks right. But hello, Momther is here, doing mom things, being your mom. I am here to be everyone's mom, except Maru's, because I'm her wife.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, Circuit!
I need to be weird.
Hi, Rat!
Oh, shit. I just died. Fuck. I died. Hi, Circuit! Show feet? No, fuck! Fuck's sake, Rat! This is a family channel. We cannot be seen to do that now because we are running for president and vice president of the United States of America.
Yeah, people can't
We cannot
know.
be seen.
People can't know that we show feet here sometimes.
Yeah, we cannot be seen to show grippers.
We gotta get into office before we can do that.
Yeah, exactly.
We gotta get into office first.
Otherwise, it doesn't count for presidentialgrippers.com.
Exactly.
Oh my god, did the abomination respawn? No, okay, good. Ugh, I got hella killed. Hella.
Damn.
Yeah. Basically, I go into a courtyard that is full of soldiers. And I need to deal with that.
No, Maru is lesbian dad. I'm mom, and Maru is lesbian dad.
Yeah, Maru's lesbian dad. Maru's daddy.
And then, yeah, we show feet, parentheses, wholesome. Don't ask how that works. Oh, I gotta put the music back on. I'm just realizing that I have no music. Maho sentai majirenja. Go fly majirenja. Cheat the future. Yeah, we are putting the feet into tasteful, classy footwear. Yeah, I was thinking slippers at first, but I was also thinking loafers, and I think I like the loafers better.
God, that was a lot of guys. Just get like 10 guys.
Damn, that is a lot of guys.
It's a lot of guys. Some of them had like flamethrowers. In this economy.
Oh my god, I wonder if I could find a manufacturer to make, like, slippers What?
Oh,
To make
What?
slippers of like my paws.
I mean, that would be very cute.
That would be
No,
extremely cute.
just because I was saying flamethrowers, and you were like, "Oh my god, I should find a manufacturer," and I was like, "Oh,
For
for
flamethrowers?
Hey yo,
I would be interested to see if Tokusatsu had any interest in releasing Gotchard. I don't know if Gotchard has the kind of the popularity that Geats did.
yeah,
Like, I love Gotchard. I would buy it in a heartbeat. But I don't know if it has kind of that. I don't actually know how the fandom feels about Gotchard, if I'm being real. I have no idea. Do they like it? Do people like Gotchard? Do people like Gotchard the way that I do? Which is the most important way. Everyone has to have the same opinion as me.
yeah, that's very important. Just need to check if I need to pick up anything again.
Oh yeah, like I would love for Toei to work out some fucking Rider Sentai simulcast deals because Tsuburaya's been absolutely killing it.
Yep.
Oh, Enigmus, you're my child now, so I am going to teach you everything. You are going to learn. Just by virtue of being here, you will forcibly learn about Tokusatsu stuff. You don't have a choice now. That's what happens when you're in this house. Please feel free to ask me anything. I do the opposite of gatekeep. I don't know what the opposite of gatekeep is, but I do it.
You open the gates and you push people in.
Yeah, I literally drag people kicking and screaming through the gates against their will. I don't give people a choice. I only gatekeep when it's funny or against people who are shitty. I only gatekeep productively.
Exactly.
Or when it's funny. And then I'm not serious. But I will sometimes gatekeep if it's funny. I'm not gonna lie. Can't think of an example, but... And I mean, you know, once Portrait of Skull comes out, that will be mandatory watching for everyone.
Yeah, if you want to keep following, you will have to.
Yeah, there will be a check when you log into Twitch to see if you've seen it. And if you haven't, you will be like forcibly unfollowed and unsubscribed.
Yeah. Sorry guys, this is we have to be strict, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, Jay, like, I also, that's kind of my thing, is I would much rather celebrate the good, fun parts of Tokusatsu and, like, what the community gives us, rather than, you know, be pissy about what people don't like. Also because I literally got harassed for 6 months based on stuff that I didn't like and was like, damn, I'm traumatized about this.
Yeah.
As President's Witch Toku will be required viewing for the nation, yeah, all of them. We will forcibly introduce people to Metal Hero.
Yes.
Bokenger, Blade, Zero One, Metal Hero generally. Iron King will be mandatory. I will force people to watch Iron King. I should do an Iron King watch along in the server.
When are we doing the Rayeth one?
Soon. Maybe this weekend? Maybe
Oh
this
my
coming
God.
weekend?
I got a jump scare because I got in my helmet, in my helmet, my fucking headphones. Sorry, I'm tired.
Maybe this weekend. will be the Ray Earth OVA. I need to make sure that I don't have other plans.
Of course, yeah.
But I want to do it sooner rather than later so I don't forget, but also because I want to finally finish it.
Yeah.
Because I've never seen the first 2 episodes, but I've never seen the last one. I may still have a VHS of the first episode. And by may, I mean probably, because I don't get rid of shit. Go, ready, go. Oh my god, I would love if Discotheque released Aura Battler Dunbine.
Aura Battler Dunbine has been released in the US once, so it stands a chance of being released again.
Yeah, if it's out there, it does mean that does feel like very promising in that like Discotheque will just find something that we haven't had access to in a while and bring it back.
Yeah. I will be right back, my wife. I have to go piss 3.
Hell yeah. Go piss 3.
Yeah. I will go piss 3. Sorry.
God, I love Bokenger. Maru and I are coming up on the end game of Bokenger. We just finished the clip episode. The clip show episode, like, last week. I'm so excited to have Maru watch more Bokenger. Adventure. 地球の果てまで目指せ冒険者 Ready go 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 Ready go 進め冒険者ウィションそれは情熱最強のチームワーク発進アクセル踏んで燃えろアドベンチャー誓いで待ってる行くぜ冒険者 Go go ready go 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 ready go I love Bokenger so much. Other than Power Rangers, okay. The big 3 are Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, which is what Power Rangers is adapted from, and then Ultraman, which is Kamen Rider and Super Sentai are both done by Toei. Ultraman is done by Tsuburaya, and is kind of the big one, historically. Kamen Rider Sentai is divided into no fucking official eras, as far as I know. There just is. Super Sentai just is. There are kind of unofficial eras, and I think everyone kind of approaches them differently. So there's like unofficial eras. Kamen Rider has 3 official eras, which is Showa, Heisei, and Reiwa, which are based upon the actual, like, historical eras of Japan that they took place during. Heisei Kamen Rider is unofficially divided into 2 kind of sub-eras. Heisei 1 and Heisei 2, pre-Decade Heisei, post-Decade Heisei. Some people say Heisei and Neo Heisei. That is not my preferred terminology. I usually use Heisei 1 for everything from Kuga to Decade, and then Heisei 2 is double to Zio. That's generally how I refer to it. And then Reiwa only has like 5 riders at the moment. We'll get there. The Reiwa's happening. We are in the Reiwa era of Kamen Rider. Ultraman is divided into everything from everything from Ginga forward is new generation Ultraman, and I don't know what we call everything before that.
Alt generation?
I don't know. I don't know if that's like the Ultra Brothers era. I don't know. I literally just made that up off the top of my head. Cause there's kind of like the like old Ultra Brothers era, but then there's also like Tiga Dyna Gaia, Mabius, all of the Zero and Mega Monster Battle stuff. Ultraman, I don't know what like ultra older Ultraman is referred to. I don't know that actually. I have an approximate knowledge of many things.
Yeah.
But yeah, early Ultraman, they're all like, they're not like literally brothers, but they're like, okay, Showa Heisei and New Generation. Okay. That's a little confusing because a lot of New Generation is also in the Heisei era, like most of it. But
Of course.
But that's fine. I can accept that as the delineations. Because I was thinking, like, is it Showa and New Generation? But I'm like, but, you know, there is a bunch of Heisei stuff. Yeah, okay, so it's, you know, there's the Showa stuff, the pre-New Generation Heisei stuff, which is Heisei Ultraman, and then from Ginga forward is New Generation. And almost all of New Generation is available for free by way of Shout Factory and Subaraya's YouTube channel. I don't think Taiga is out yet, but we're getting it, aren't we? I know they're releasing a new physical media for Taiga, but are we getting a digital release of Taiga as well, a streaming release? Taiga Blu-ray is in 9 days, no word on streaming. Okay, well, we'll get there.
So now I got killed by a pot with arms and legs just now. I just wanted you to know that.
That sounds very Elden Ring.
Yep. I love it because I thought these games were like, oh, grim, dark, serious, and they are. But also there's a pot with arms and legs. They just killed me. Well, there was a group of pots with arms and legs, and then another one smashed to the wall like the fucking Kool-Aid Man.
A friend was telling me the other day about just a very toxic lady in Elden Ring, in the way of, like, we respect women's wrongs in this house.
Oh, there's a lot of women's wrongs in this game.
Yeah.
Trust me on this.
I think she's a DLC lady. But she seems very about women's wrongs, and I love that for her.
Oh, there's so many women's wrongs in this, trust me. I mean, I'm pretty sure the main plot, the main story, is about a woman who in the past did women's wrongs.
Love that. Love that for her.
Okay, I've just killed the massive jar and recovered my runes. I will no longer be laid low by a pot.
Time dripping right. God, I love Deno.
I need to finish it.
Oh, honey, do you want to watch Deno? Do you want to watch Deno with me?
I do, but also after we're done with Bokenja, when I watch Changeman with you, I want.
Oh, that's
I want
true.
You, like as you are the biggest Sentai fan I have literally ever met. You need to watch some good, solid, Showa.
I do. I genuinely
show.
do. I genuinely do. We do need to watch some Showa Sentai. I am one of the very few people where, like, everyone kind of has their preferred tokusatsu. They'll like all of it, but they'll have their preferred. Like, most people, I think, are Kamen Rider. The Ultraman people are, like, extremely Ultraman people, and I love that for them. Like, you are a Metal Hero person. I
would say as a main thing, I don't quite have a main thing, but I am a Metal Hero. Like, I am. How can I put this?
I think of you as a Metal Hero aficionado.
Well, it's just because there's not a lot of us.
Yeah.
It's because most people don't even check it out. But yeah, I would say in the great scheme of things, I suppose. Sorry, I interrupted you.
But I am one of the very few where, like, my thing is Sentai. Like, I love Rider, I love Ultraman, I am amped to check out Metal Hero. But I love Sentai. I fucking love Sentai. It took me a while to come around to Ultraman because I was very intimidated by the fact that Ultraman has an ongoing continuity, not realizing that you don't really need to know it.
And even if you know it, my understanding is doesn't really add that much.
In New Generation, I think it does. Like,
New Generation, I'm unfamiliar.
Yeah, like, Taro is a main character of Ultraman Ginga.
Okay.
So, like, yeah, like, a lot of people, I think their main go-to is Kamen Rider, except the Ultraman people who's, like, they will die on the Ultraman hill, and they're right. But, like, there are not a lot of people where, like, there are people, they will love Sentai, they will watch Sentai every year, but they're, like, Sentai is still, like, number 3 on their choice list. And I'm like, no, I am a fucking Super Sentai girly. My heart and soul belong to Super Sentai. I don't know why. I don't know why it is that Sentai... I think some of it is that, Rider, and this is not a bad thing, Rider can get very serious and heavy, which, again, not a bad thing. Original Kamen Rider was about beating up Nazis. So, like, that's not a problem, but I think I just love how fucking sincerely silly Super Sentai is.
Yeah.
Like, the sincerity in which it is just fucking goofy as shit.
Yeah.
Like, I love the sincerity with which Super Sentai just is fucking weird and unhinged. Okay. Ultraman, or Kamen Rider Revice has canonical lesbians. Unfortunately, the show is bad. Unfortunately. Kira Major, the pink is canonically bisexual. Every tokusatsu has just extreme queer vibes all the way down. Just, tokusatsu is gay. Tokusatsu is inherently gay.
It's because it's very camp.
Yes.
A lot of it is because it's extremely camp.
But also, like, pretty much every Super Sentai, if there are 2 girls on the team, they will have lesbian vibes. They just will. It's just how it is. Are they? Are they, like, I am very in the Sento Ryuga camp. I think the 2 of them are fucking constantly.
Hey.
And I remember when Shout Factory was airing the Build Zeo movie, someone in chat said that they were supposed to be official and, like, Toei wouldn't let them, which sounds like a thing that would happen, but, like, it was just something in the chat, so I take it with a grain of salt. I mean, yes, they will never outright say it in the way that they will never outright say that Godai and Ichijo are also literally a fucking couple. And that's what the show is about, to the point that they basically outright say it several times. But, you know, they are not technically officially a couple. Well, I don't actually know if Sakura and Hana are, like, I would need a Japanese lesbian. Okay, here we go. If you're asking me which ones to start with, if you're asking me where to start, this is a much different question. With Kamen Rider, my advice is always pick an era and start there. You know, either if you're very into 70s campy stuff, you can't go wrong with Rider 1. He is Kamen Rider. Kuga is the beginning of Heisei, is an incredible show. I think is objectively just the best Kamen Rider show they've ever made, even though it is not my favorite. But I think it is objectively just the best one in like, it is the best written, it is the best filmed, the best acted. It is, even though it is not, I don't think Kuga would even be in my top 5, just because there's so many and so many good ones, but Kuga is fucking incredible. Kamen Rider Double is the start of Heisei 2, is extremely gay. That is the story of just two boys that do kiss. Is one of my favorite Kamen Riders, is so good. It is, unfortunately, of the 4 I am recommending, the only one that is not legally available for free. And then, but Double is great. It is so good. And then there is 01, which is maybe the second best Kamen Rider they've ever made. I don't know. I will die on a lot of hills for 01, even though it is very, very flawed. But all of them are incredible places to start. I think Geats is a little too heavy and has a few too many, like, main characters to be a good starter. It's why I don't say, like, O's is a good starter or Forze is a good starter, just because I think there is a little too much going on, and because of that, there are weak points. That someone who is learning the genre, I think something a little more simple is better. So Kuga, Double, 01, or if you are someone that is very into the wildness of 70s tokusatsu, you can always go for Ichigo himself. Oh, good lord, do not start with Kiva. I love Kiva. Kiva is the nearest and dearest to my heart, but you have to both understand the pace of tokusatsu and be able to keep up with non-linear parallel storytelling, which is extremely hard. If you love 70s cinema, Rider 1 is available for free on Tokusatsu. The original Kamen Rider series is available. But yeah, those are the 4 that I recommend starting with for Kamen Rider. Hello, Wizard of Memes. For Super Sentai, I think Deca Ranger is a great starter. Ryu Soldier is a great starter. Yeah, OG Kamen Rider is the longest by a wide margin. It is double the length of most other Kamen Riders. I'm not gonna say every, because, like, Amazon and Decade are a little shorter. It's standard is about 50 episodes. OG Kamen Rider is a bit longer. But for Super Sentai, Deca Ranger is a great starting point. Deca Ranger is kind of around the same era as Kuga. Ryu Soldier is a great starting point. That's around the same era as 01. Unfortunately, I'm not super familiar with Showa Sentai. Just because there's so fucking much of it.
Yep.
So, the thing is, Kamen Rider had a break in the 80s and 90s where there wasn't a lot of new Kamen Rider. So there's a good, 15-ish years. There's a good amount of time where there's, there's just no Kamen Rider. So it's a little easier to catch up. Ultraman Orb, I think is a great starter. Orb, Jeed, and Zet. Zet would be my go-to starter Ultraman if it was not for the fact that, for reasons, I think you should watch Orb first. Yeah, Metal Hero basically filled the Kamen Rider void, which is why a lot of things that reference Tokusatsu and look like Tokusatsu in the 80s and 90s reference Metal Hero instead of Kamen Rider, which is the lecture that Maru can give you.
Oh, yes, except not right now because I'm fighting the first major boss right now.
But yeah, for Ultraman, I would recommend start with Orb, then watch Jeed, then watch Zet. And then kind of just pick and choose from New Generation to fill in around that. Tiga's also really good. Wild vibes Tiga has. But still really good. But yeah, that is my recommendations. You are free to DM me if you would like these in text, because I know it's a lot to remember. Yet New Generation is half the length of a Kamen Rider, which is kind of how I was sort of dragged excuse me, kicking and screaming into Ultraman, but I was like, okay, they're short, it's fine. Yeah, I will DM you with all of this later. Maybe on the next ad break, I will DM you. But I love Ultraman. I've come to love Ultraman very, very dearly. I think if I had to put the big three in order, it would be Super Sentai, Ultraman, Kamen Rider. Which I think is a weird order. I don't think that's the order that most people would put them in. But I am the Super Sentai ho. I am the slut for Super Sentai. There aren't a lot of Super Sentai VTubers. There are a few, but not many. And I'm definitely the only one who is a Sentai villain. Thank you, Toxan. There we go. Get ourselves sitting up nice.
Yeah. Okay. Let me rest at the side of Grace, and I can tell you. So Metal Hero is a tokusatsu series. I love it. So I've noticed that sometimes when I start when I get into lecturing mode recently, because I watch a lot of shorts from Pirate Software, I get into his cadence. The cadence of his that he has. That is cool. That is ridiculous. I love it. You know Pirate Software?
I don't, but I know the cadence.
He got very well known because he's like a former Blizzard developer who is now an indie developer, and then blew up on Twitch because he's super interesting, super smart guy, has lots of good life advice and lots of experience in a lot of stuff. He's even done a collabs with VTubers. I'm pretty sure he cooked with Onigiri, right? He does a lot of shorts, and the shorts are very good. I recommend them. But yeah, so Metal Hero. Let me drink some water. Let me drink some water, and I'll tell you about Metal Hero.
Sadly, I don't know much about Metal Hero. I just know a few things.
So basically, they brought in Metal Hero because, I mean, this is something that again I would love to talk to a Japanese fan about it and someone that knows more about it and has like read interviews about it because there's not a lot available in English about Metal Hero. And I don't read enough Portuguese for anything that might be translated into Portuguese because Brazilians are mad into Metal Hero. But essentially, my understanding is that once Kamen Rider was cancelled because it got checks notes bad, I'm sorry, Super 1. No, I mean, it's probably okay, but But it was unpopular. People got tired of it. And they canceled it. I think also Ishinomori wanted to do something else, honestly. And so basically Toei were like, well, we can make a similar show to Kamen Rider, but with like a different twist so that we can sell toys, right? Right.
Yeah.
And it was 1982 when they debuted Gavin. I think actually, hang on a second. I need to get my dates right. When was Kamen Riders Across? That was 84. Okay. But the last Kamen Rider before that was Super 1, right? Is my understanding.
I believe so.
Yeah. Which was 1980. So basically they make Space Sheriff Gavin and they're like, okay, we're gonna rejig this, we're gonna it was 1982, and you might have heard somewhere that the 80s was the era of science fiction, and there was a small B movie to thank for that. It was called The Star War, and suddenly everyone in Japan wanted to do science fiction media. Suddenly you have the real robot revolution and Gundam and all that, which had a lightsaber, and then they're like, what if we have a guy in a cool spacesuit and with a lightsaber? And that's Gavin, Space Sheriff Gavin. And it was a huge hit because also they picked a tremendous... I honestly think that the success of Gavin was like mainly because they picked a really good main actor. They picked a proven main actor who was... is it Kenji Oba is his name?
Yes.
I think.
Yes. Who... Had Kenji Oba done Sentai at that point?
Kenji Oba had done Sentai because he was Battle Kenya.
Yes.
In fact, the thing is, he was a proven suit actor because I have it right here. He was suit actor in Kikaider.
Yes.
He
was also the suit actor for Akaranger in Go Ranger. And in Battle Fever, he was Battle Kenya Shiro Akebono. In Denji Man, the next year, he was Denji Blue. So he was like a proven main character, secondary. Yeah.
In Sentai, and then they gave him Gavin, which is his most famous role as Retsu Ichijoshi. And yeah, he's extremely charming. Very, very much, I would say, without trying to discredit the individuality of Kenji Oba, I would say definitely the second coming of Hiroji Fujioka.
Yes.
Of Takeshi Hongo, basically another very, very charming big brother type, right? That good-looking man.
Yes.
And Gavin was a lot of fun. They just picked the Kamen Rider formula and then they made it complete. They rejigged the concepts to make it like space-based, and that was Metal Hero. And so you have the Space Sheriff trilogy, which is Gavin and Sharavan and Scheider, who are basically sequels to each other, because they're all space sheriffs. And then you have I'm sorry, son, if I'm going too long,
go ahead.
Stop me. This is your...
Go ahead. I'm drawing. This is good because when I was doing my lecture, I stopped drawing to give my
fair,
lecture.
fair. So then you have oh yeah, he was in Kill Bill? Kenji Oba was in Kill Bill? I didn't know that.
Oh,
Um
I didn't know that
but
either.
yeah, I didn't know
But
that.
I've never seen Kill
So
Bill, so
Kill Bill was fine. I was really into it when it came out, but you may notice that it came out like what 20 years ago.
yeah.
So I haven't seen it since. So where was we? Yes. So the Space Sheriff trilogy, and then after that you have Just Beyond and Spielban, who are still space-based heroes. The aesthetic is very much like, I mean, sometimes if you look at Gavin and Spielban next to each other, they kind of look quite different. But like, there's definitely an evolution through those 5 shows of like a very like kind of spaced aesthetic with like cool spaceships. I'm not gonna say realistic, but I will say very much in the vein of the real robot stuff that you were seeing in anime, in the vein of stuff Macross, and stuff like that. So stuff starts getting less 70s and more kind of like cool tech. But Juspian and Spielman are not space sheriffs. They're separate from that, but they're still kind of space-based heroes. For me, the most iconic metal hero is obviously Gavan. He's like the one that always comes back because he's the metal hero. Spielman, in terms of aesthetic, is like the perfection of that specific space aesthetic. If you look at the vehicles and the villains, you will see a lot of that. And you would have seen that in American televisions as part of VR Troopers, yes. Cap is not in chat, but I have to say it now. And then after that, basically, Metal Heroes survived for like 10 more seasons or something because it was very... Since Metal Hero was not... I mean, first of all, Metal Hero was not defined as of the Metal Hero series until like, I don't know, Blue SWAT, like much later. They just saw them as like the main toku show that we're doing with, a metal armored character. Like they called the Space Sheriff trilogy the Space Sheriff trilogy, but then after that, Justian was just the next hero of that type. Like that's what we say when we mean that they genericized the concept of a toku hero into a metal hero, which is what Sona was saying earlier.
Yes.
Like you saw in video games, in manga, in whenever you saw a parody of toku, like a legally distinct parody of toku in the 80s in Japan, it was either a Sentai, because Sentai is always the go-to, or it was a metal hero.
Yeah.
Like it was not a Kamen Rider.
Like so much of Clamp's because Clamp is very, very tokusatsu inspired.
Yeah.
So you see stuff like Duke Leon, and I think some of that ends up in Clamp Campus, in the various Clamp Campus.
Oh yeah,
whatever's
is part of the Clamp Campus.
Oh, is it?
miniverse.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be why.
Yeah, because it takes place in Clamp Campus.
Okay, I don't know the Clamp Campus
lore
very well because there's a lot of it and so little of it was ever released in English.
Actually, no. You know what? Here's the kicker. It was actually all released in English one time by Tokyopop.
Yeah,
and that's it. Like, and so it was unless you knew about it, it was really hard. It's also not in
because I have Man of Many Faces.
Yeah.
And I think at one point I had the first volume of Clamp Campus Detectives, but it was, it was not a popular Clamp work. Tokyopop basically vomited all of Clamp's catalog out, but only really promoted, like, Cardcaptor Sakura and Chobits.
Yeah. They did put everything out. So here's the fun thing. So this was back in the time when all of Clamp works happened in the same universe. And Clamp Campus Detectives, like Duke Leon, which is basically a parody of Metal Heroes. It's really funny. It's very slapstick, very, very funny. The funniest thing is that Duke Leon, because all of Clamp Campus Detectives takes place in the same universe, and Clamp Campus Detectives takes place in the same universe as X, that means that Ducleon, the Tokusatsu parody, takes place in the same universe as X, Clamp's apocalyptic manga about the end of the world that is really super harsh and depressing and beautiful.
I love.
Out in the same universe as
all of
Tokyo
that.
Babylon.
Love that for them.
I mean, not only does like Ducleon's the full title of Ducleon is Campus Defender Ducleon.
Yes.
They're protectors of the Clamp campus, and their boss is the blonde boy, the student council president from Campus Detectives,
Yes.
wearing shades. He's the he's like the chief that they respond to.
I love it.
It's fucking good. It's fucking like I think one of the stories is like the bad guys take over the cafeteria. It's that kind of shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fucking brilliant. But yeah, I'm gonna get back to Metal Hero because I could get sucked in to talking about Clamp Campus Detective.
Yeah, but I brought it up entirely because because at the time that was all in the 90s. That's why it looks like Metal Hero.
Exactly. So back to Metal Hero. So you get, if I remember correctly, I'm not gonna go through every Metal Hero, but just to give you a bit of a.
I only know a little bit about Shin Megami Tensei.
I know very little.
Not enough that I could probably, if you showed me the tokusatsu stuff it's drawing on, I could explain what it is drawing on, but I don't know it very well.
I have read a lot about the games and played a bit of Persona games, and I'm intrigued and fascinated by the concept of a franchise that competes with sales with Final Fantasy in Japan, and which is all based on like apocalyptic Christian imagery. But I don't know much about it. I'm sorry. But yeah, no. To just give you like a bird's eye view of Metal Hero, right after Spielman, that's when you start getting the diversification of Metal Hero. You get Metalder, which is essentially a reimagining of Shotaro Shinomori's Kikaider. You know, the android guy with like half red. And after that, you get a whole bunch of other. You get like you get Jiban, which is basically a loving tribute to RoboCop. You get Jiraiya, which Jiraiya is the least of all these early ones. It's just a ninja tokusatsu show.
Yeah.
It's just a fun ninja tokusatsu show. It's pretty fun. He fights, Oni, demon samurai. It's great. You get Jan Person, whose helmet literally looks like fucking RoboCop but purple. You get a few others. You get Blue SWAT, which is really interesting. The characters, I think they henshin, but the suits don't cover their entire bodies, like chest and helmet, because they are literally like a SWAT team. It's called Blue SWAT.
Yeah.
They're a SWAT team. And then you get two trilogies. This is the ones that I want to talk about, and then I'll be done. You get two trilogies and a duology. I misspoke. You get one trilogy and a duology. Why did I say two trilogies? Oh, it's because Space Sheriff's a trilogy. That's why I said it.
Yeah.
You get the Rescue trilogy, which is Metal Hero shows based around like rescue. Like imagine something like Go-Go 5 / Power Rangers. What is it called? Power Rangers, the christening. The christening of Lord Zed. What the fuck is it called?
I don't know. I know one of them is called Lightspeed Rescue.
Lightspeed Rescue, that's the one.
Oh, okay.
Lightspeed Rescue.
I don't know anything about Power Rangers is the thing.
It's got a decent song. Because I always remember the one bit that goes like, "The power will test you, better make it Lightspeed Rescue." Like some of the songs in Power Rangers are okay. But yeah, that was Go-Go 5. So imagine something like that. But they're like, metal armored heroes. So you have Winspector, Exedraft, and Soulbrain. That's the three, and it's multiple heroes. Like some of the metal for example in Winspector, which is one I've watched a bit of, which has music composed by the same composer as Saint Seiya, by the way. Really good music. And in Winspector, for example, the main character is he's like the guy in red armor, of course, and he's wearing red armor. But the other two characters who have armor that is very similar accessories. Those two other characters are robots, for example, right? So you get the Rescue Trilogy, which is all based around like, Rebel, Savvy, blah, blah. I haven't watched many of them, but I need to. And then later on, you get a duology that was adapted in America. I say adapted because it's barely a localization. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is more of a localization of than Big Bad Beetleborgs.
Big Bad Beetleborgs.
And like, I will say, like, the thing is, I find Big Bad Beetleborg hilarious because it's not even pretending to adapt B-Fighter and B-Fighter Kabuto, which are Metal Hero shows. It's not even pretending to adapt them. It's doing its own thing and just using the battle footage, which is basically what VR Troopers did. And what Power Rangers does sometimes, but not always. Power
Rangers is more likely to do that when it's Saban and less likely to do that when it's anyone else, except for that time that they adapted Shinkenger of all things directly and tried to convince us all that the whitest man I've ever seen is descended from Japanese samurai.
Like, what gets me, right? What gets me is that they decided to stick fairly close to Shinkenger, one of the most Japanese, because basically Shinkenger and all of the ninja shows are very, very Japanese culture.
Yes.
So they're very hard to adapt.
Deeply. Shinkenger is so deeply steeped in Japanese culture.
Super, super deeply. And then when they had what I would say was a fucking what? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm lacking words because it's late. What do you call like an easy win? Isn't there a word for that? Hole in one, a bullseye? I don't know.
Knock it out of the park. It was a very easy opportunity.
Okay. Well, no. The easy win that they had was Super Megaforce. Like for Power Rangers Megaforce, they adapted. So they were doing a thing where they would grab a Sentai season and divide it into two. So you had Power Rangers Samurai and Power Rangers Super Samurai, which is basically the entire thing. You put it together, and it's just they basically broke the Sentai seasons into two for business reasons, for budget reasons. Fine, whatever. But then when they adapted Go Sager, I don't know why. Sorry?
Like fools.
Now, they played themselves because they should not have tried to adapt Go Sager because Go Sager is a show about angels. And that's not going to fly in America. So they had to edit around it. My theory is that they had to edit around it so much that they basically had to, like...
The thing about Go Sager being about angels, though, is it's barely about angels. It is...
Yeah, but the imagery. It's the imagery.
There's some imagery, but not a lot, honestly. Like, they could have really easily worked around it.
Yeah. But the problem was that instead of Megaforce and Super Megaforce being the two halves of Go Sager, they decided that Megaforce was going to be Go Sager and Super Megaforce was going to be Go Kaiger. And I think the reason why they did it is because it fell. The time when they were doing Super Megaforce fell on a big anniversary for Power Rangers, like a third.
The thing is, Megaforce fell on a big anniversary for Power Rangers.
Okay.
I can explain this.
I can explain.
Sorry, my phone fell. I had to move my tablet. And I knocked my phone over. So Megaforce fell on a big anniversary year for Power Rangers. And what everyone expected them to do is to skip Go Sager and go straight to Go Kaiger. Because Go Kaiger is the big Super Sentai anniversary show. It's not, there are others, Bokenger is an anniversary show, but Go Kaiger is the one that's like hyper blatant. It is the one that actively brings back prior Super Sentai stuff. But at the time, there was something this is what I heard, is that there was something in the contracts where they can't skip a season of Super Sentai. They had to do Go Sager.
I mean, they could do it later, but I think that was no longer, because that was after the cancellation and renewal.
Yeah, this was after it had gone back to Saban.
Yeah.
After it had transferred from Disney back to Saban. And I feel like there was, what I remember hearing is that there was something in the contracts where they couldn't skip a series. They had to do Go Sager. So what they did was they did Megaforce as Go Sager, and then Super Megaforce, instead of doing more of Go Sager, they did Go Kaiger. But unfortunately, one, the most blatant thing is the Go Sager team composition is red, blue, yellow, black, pink. The Go Kaiger composition is red, blue, yellow, green, pink. So one character just changes color, and they literally bring it up where he's like, why am I green now? And he's like, don't fucking ask me questions.
I mean, in fairness, that was kind of the case in Go Kaiser as well, because like in Go Kaiser, like green was the one that turned, because green and black rangers are kind of the same category, right?
Yes. Generally, at the time I think there were not a lot of shows that had both green and black. It was very possible that it was only Go Onger at the time. Which I don't like. It doesn't bother me that Go Kaiger does that, but like his main suit changed from black to green, and they were just like, we're not gonna explain it, which I think is fine. They probably just shouldn't have brought it up.
The thing about it is that Super Mega Force was a very rushed thing.
Yes.
It was basically like they did a half season when Go Kaiger was a full season, and they made several mistakes. And one of the mistakes was that they tried to follow the story from Megaforce. So basically the idea was, the Rangers have these new powers, but they have to morph first into the Go Sager suits. And then from that have to morph into the Go Kaiger suit. Which, if you watch Go Kaiger, you know that from that they're going to morph into other suits from other shows. So it's morph, which is ridiculous. And also, in the show, there is no explanation. There's not even addressed why the Go Kaiger suits clearly look like pirates.
Okay, so this is... I watched the first episode of Super Megaforce when it aired.
Yeah.
I had watched a minimal amount of Megaforce. Almost none. I knew very little about it. So they are just on the Gokai Galleon at the end of the episode, and I'm like, I go to my Power Rangers friends and I'm like, so did they like introduce the Galleon prior to this episode? Like, where did they get it? Where does it come from? And they're like, no, they just have it now. It was not introduced before that. They just have a boat now. They don't explain it. And I'm like, well, if you say so, I guess. I have to take us to an ad break. It was a mess. But I will happily talk more about Go Sager and Go Kaiger because I love both of them. So we'll be back in a couple of minutes. We'll be right back.
Okay. Yoku kimasu. Oh, I come here often. Oh, I can do a pickup line. Koko ni wa yoku kimasu ka? You come here often? You come here often? What's your name? Why is the one in the two different sizes? Hello, I am a cat. I killed him. I've committed my second murder of the day.
Sir, you're just making noises at me. I am a cat. I do not understand your human language. I am a cat. I fell down a hole. That's okay. I don't know your name either. I don't know my name. I'm a cat.
Realize Hajimari no wa Atarashi Jidai wo. We got a sunrise burning like the fire. I don't remember the rest.
I don't either. Tomorrow we're playing Splatoon. That's a big horse! Why is the Shiva horse even more buff? That's the Shiva horse but buffer, and I don't like it. I didn't think they could make the horses in this game more buff. I'm upset. Why is it so buff? And why is it Shiva's horse? Look at Stiddy's like, I don't want to fucking look at it. Look at these women drinking their coffee in sync. These ladies are married. This is what marriage looks like. You wear differently colored versions of the same outfit, you get the same haircut, and you drink your coffee in sync with one another. That's what lesbian marriage looks like.
Navi, go now. Find our young friend and guide him to me. I do not have much time left. Fly, Navi, fly. The fate of the forest, nay, the world depends upon thee.
My wife! Sorry. I don't get the opportunity to make that joke very often. Suma. Was Viral's wife just named fucking wife? Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? Was his wife just fucking named wife?
And like, my friend was like, oh, I saw this booth that had all these grahas, and like pointed me toward it. And I went up to them. I went up to this booth. And I looked at them. I looked the artist dead in the eyes. Okay, we're back. We're back. We're here. We're doing it.
Hello.
We have more to say about Megaforce and Super Megaforce.
But Super Megaforce, the only thing I wanted to say, because I'm about to fight that boss again, is that they did something really silly. So, in Gokaiger, they summon, they basically get the powers of all Sentai suits, with crossovers or not, whatever. And obviously Power Rangers started like 15 years into Super Sentai. So a lot of the early Sentai are not in Power Rangers. Yes, I know, they have been canonized by the comics. We get it. You read the comics.
But I think at the time, they also, many of them hadn't been canonized by the comics because the comics weren't a thing.
No, they weren't a thing at the time. And so there's a lot of scenes in Gokaiger where they will be using the suits from Flashman, Maskman, Changeman, Liveman. Calling Sentai shows something man was a thing indeed. Okay, and
it was the style at the time.
It was the style at the time, and what they did was like they would. So you would think, okay, you can just edit around that, right? And they did, but here's the other thing that they did: they made new Changeman and Flashman costume, and they made new fight scene with those to and Gosei, which is like who's their mentor, is like, oh, those are powers never seen before on Earth, whatever. And they made them because the director was a fan of those, probably Brazilian if you ask me. Because like the director liked those Showa Sentai, and it's like, my dude, there's literally fight scenes where they do this already. You're spending the budget on this. You're not adapting Gokaiger at all because the characters are not space pirates. at all. And also, at this time that the show came out, the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise was as a going concern. That was again. Oh, you know what the word I was looking for was? A slam dunk. That was
There
a
we
slam
go.
dunk.
Yes.
They should have made them space pirates.
They should have.
Oh no, we can't because of the morality of the American child. Bitch, the American
Kids
child
love
is Jack
pirates!
Sparrow. Kids
Fucking-
love pirates. Okay.
Fucking you don't.
God.
The thing is, literally, Gokaiger is like, yeah, we just won't make the pirates evil. We won't have them do crimes that kids can imitate.
Yeah.
I feel like they do
exactly.
some crimes, but not like. They do the fun kind of crimes.
Now I'm fighting the boss. Back to you, Sono.
I'm typing up a list for Enigmas because this sketch is basically done.
Sorry.
Enigmas, if this looks good, we can, I'll send you the invoice and, we can move forward, but, yeah, kids fucking love pirates! Pirates are fucking cool, is the thing. And we have tons of
Exactly.
kids media about pirates. I don't think Jake and the Neverland Pirates, which is like a Disney Junior, Peter Pan spinoff, existed yet at that point. But there was definitely other kids media with pirates prior to Megaforce and Super Megaforce.
Yeah.
Kids fucking
The
love
Pirates of
pirates.
Dark Water. Pirates of
Yeah.
Dark Water.
Amazing. We will move forward.
This guy I'm fighting has chopped his arm off, and I think he's about to start using it as club.
Nice. I suspect Haim Saban rebought Power Rangers solely to resell it in a couple years, so a lot of the questionable decisions of Neo Saban era tracks. Yeah, I mean, he did sell it, what, like 5 years later? They basically did Samurai, Megaforce, and Super Megaforce, and then he sold it to fucking Hasbro.
So this guy has just grafted the head of a dragon onto one of his arms.
Amazing.
And the head of the dragon is roaring and shooting fire. So this is what I'm dealing with, chat.
Love it. Love that.
Yeah. I don't personally, for me, but you know.
I mean, I love that for I love that for him.
Yeah.
The key and the boys and girls. And then Koto. And going, my friends. Trying to think of like what other Super Sentai I would say are good starters, because it's in my brain it's basically just Deca Ranger and Ryu Soldier. Deca Ranger because Deca Ranger does not have an overarching villain in the traditional sense. There's a guy that's there, but like the Deca Rangers don't know about him, and he's just an arms dealer. So it's more of a police procedural where they're dealing with a different case every week, or every couple of weeks in the event of a two-parter. But they're space cops. They're alien space cops, and it's the Earth branch of this alien police organization that deals with alien crimes. And their boss is a big dog man, and Doggy Kruger is incredible, and I love him. And Deca Ranger kind of allows you to get into the rhythm of Sentai and the kind of the rhythm of Sentai team dynamics without having to also deal with villain dynamics, because there aren't any. Ryu Soldier, on the other hand, has consistent villains, but it does change them up more often. I just think Ryu Soldier is really good and has some of the best team dynamics that we had seen since early 2000s Sentai, and I just think Ryu Soldier is really good and very easy to understand. But I'm trying to think of like what else I would really, because there's really nothing in the post Gokaiger era up until Ryu Soldier that I think is a good starter.
So you said Deku Ranger and Ryu Soldier.
Yes.
A lot of people start with Gokaiger, I would say.
A lot of people start with Gokaiger. I personally don't recommend it just because of how much of Gokaiger is about prior Sentai. And I think, like, me personally, I don't remember most of Gokaiger that is not the Gokaiger specific episodes. And I feel like it's just easy to miss things in trying to figure out the dynamics of the Sentai that is visiting in an episode.
What I will say is that I know a lot of people for whom I have never heard anyone that told me that they, like, who became a Toku fan. Like, I've never heard anyone tell me that they didn't like Gokaiger, and I've heard a lot of people tell me that it was their first and that it felt good because they felt, and this is why I feel that it can be a good one. It's because the characters are very charming, and then when there's a visiting Sentai, you're kind of engaged to learn more. Kind of thing.
It's. You know? Like, personally, I just wouldn't give that recommendation just because of... I'm thinking of just, like, I'm thinking of ease of entry is really my, like, biggest concern. And I feel like even though I consider Gokaiger to essentially be a perfect Sentai, kind of in the way that I think, like, Kuga is the best Kamen Rider, I think Gokaiger is a fucking masterpiece. I think the first episode of Gokaiger is a masterclass in how to start a series, in how to start your fiction. The first episode of Gokaiger should have an entire class done on it. It is a fucking masterwork. But I feel like the nature of Gokaiger as an anniversary that is encouraging you to revisit other Sentai, I feel like that could be overwhelming.
It could be.
So I'm hesitant just on ease of entry. I am hesitant to recommend it.
I understand that. I think it's pretty welcoming, but we can agree to disagree. It's fine,
I mean, like, I understand why a lot of people do recommend it as a place to start, and I don't disagree with other people making that recommendation. I think just it is not a recommendation I would make.
Fair. Absolutely fair.
Again, looking at Gokaiger, again, from the perspective of Toei putting this out, they are expecting, a little kid will not have seen Kaku Ranger, early Heisei Showa Sentai, but they're expecting their parents and older siblings to have seen it and engage with the kids on that level. So, like, they expect someone watching it with you to have that knowledge and be getting excited about it to get you excited.
Yeah.
So again, I don't disagree with other people making that recommendation. Again, because I think Gokaiger is a fucking masterpiece, and I think it's essentially a perfect goddamn Sentai. It's just, for me, I worry about that ease of access. Even though I've really never heard of anyone having a problem with it, just how I would want to make the recommendations. I think Shinkenger, I would put Shinkenger in there. I know a lot of people also started with Shinkenger, and
oh yeah, Shinkenger is really good.
Shinkenger is very good. Has a very tight cast, both on the hero and villain side, kind of in the same way that Double does, which is why I recommend Double, because Double has such a small cast that it makes things easy to understand.
I think Double is my go-to recommendation for Toku in general, for like anybody's first Toku, because it's so tied to tropes that a person from, say, the United States or
Yes.
Europe would understand, like the detective
Yes.
tropes.
It's kind of why I wish Forze wasn't as much of a mess, because Forze is very, very digestible to a Western audience. As
because it's Mean Girls. Because it's Mean Girls.
Yeah, it's literally an American high school comedy with Kamen Rider in it. But the middle to back, like the back end, like the third quarter, I would say, or like the middle third of Forze is so mushy, and I don't think they made a lot of good choices during it, that it's not what I would recommend as someone's first. I would recommend it as someone's like second or third. I think if you want to watch like Double O's then Forze, that's a brilliant move to make, and you should do it.
A lot of people I know have done that very thing.
Yeah, I did that. I watched Double while O's was airing. I watched Forze when it started airing, and I watched O's alongside it. So, you know, I think that is a perfectly acceptable way to engage. Because again, incredible era of Kamen Rider. Double O's Forze Wizard, I think is one of the best lineups we had for a hot minute.
My friends and I call Double O's Force the Holy Trinity.
Yeah, I think that's accurate. Like Wizard is notably weaker than those three, but I still think Wizard is very good and got a lot of flack that it didn't deserve at the time it was airing.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people at the time Wizard was airing did not understand that Wizard was a show fucking about suicidal people, helping other suicidal people.
I didn't know that.
If you watch Wizard with that knowledge, it's extremely obvious. Wizard is people in Wizard turn into monsters upon hitting their absolute rock bottom. Like their absolute rock bottom consumed by trauma, and their inner trauma becomes a monster that consumes them. And Haruto goes in and fights that monster for them, and his entire thing is he is there to give people hope.
Yeah.
And the entire thing is the whole reason that he's able to be Kamen Rider Wizard is that he was able to kind of push through his trauma and not be consumed by it.
Yeah.
So he then reaches, but his trauma is still in him. His trauma is literally living in him, threatening to consume him at all times. The fucking dragon, the dragon from Kamen Rider Wizard, that's literally his fucking trauma. That's this boy's trauma living inside him, threatening to consume him alive at all times. Wizard is a very, very powerful show when you watch it through the lens of this is a metaphor for trauma and surviving.
This sounds familiar. This sounds like what it's reminding me of a different show, maybe Toku or something.
I feel like there are definitely Kamen Rider Ghost had kind of a similar theme, except it wasn't directly emotional trauma. Ghost was, or in the same way, Ghost was less about being consumed by your own personal trauma and more directly about dealing with grief.
Yeah.
And letting others help you shoulder grief, where Wizard is about letting others help you shoulder trauma. And I mean, there's a degree to which that exists in every Kamen Rider. But like, this is the core theme. It's what makes them monsters. Where, you know, Forze is people giving kids drugs.
Yeah.
Forze and Double are about people giving kids and teenagers drugs. You know, Build is about war and self-actualization. Sento is literally the Velveteen Rabbit. Kamen Rider and Super Sentai are very good, actually.
Actually, they are very good.
Like, Bokenger is the nearest and dearest to my heart. It is literally about you at your lowest, at your most broken and confused and self-loathing, are the most valuable thing in existence. So imagine what you can be when you pick yourself up and keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I explain this, I almost start crying. I will cry when we watch, like, the last couple episodes of Bokenger. I'm just warning you now. I will almost certainly cry. I get very, very emotional about Bokenger. For as goofy as it is, there is so much in Bokenger that is just about people finding their worth. It's a show that's about worth. Like, Gokaiger is a show. Gokaiger and 01, oddly enough, are about taking the things that prior generations have left for you and building something better on top of them. It's about every generation becoming better than the one before it. And both are kind of done masterfully in that regard. Like I said, Gokaiger is a fucking masterpiece, and I think 01 might be in the top 3 of the best Kamen Riders objectively ever made. And I think if 01 had not been interrupted by the pandemic, I think it would be solidly number 2.
Wait, what's number 1?
Kuga.
Oh, Kuga, yeah.
At least among Heisei. Because I haven't seen enough Showa where I can... And also, like, Showa and Heisei Kamen Rider are completely different animals.
Of course.
You know, Hibiki also is about learning from the generation that came before you and making your path with that knowledge.
It's also... It's about growing up.
Yes.
You know? And it's about... daddy.
It is about daddy.
It's about having a good daddy.
Yes.
Because your real dad left you and your mom and went over and has a new family, and he's a fucking jacked up bitch that doesn't deserve the good son that he has. Like, I'm making it sound like this is what happened to me. Actually, my parents are married and none of it, but that's what happened to main character.
Yeah.
Because also, when you think about Kamen Rider Hibiki, oh my god, we've unlocked this. We've
unlocked Hibiki.
The main character of Kamen Rider Hibiki is obviously, blatantly, directly, textually not Kamen Rider Hibiki.
Yes.
Kamen Rider Hibiki is the deuteragonist. He is the support.
He's
the big brother.
He's daddy to the main character.
Exactly. He is daddy. Which is why I resent that people called Kamen Rider Saber, the first Kamen Rider dad. He's an actual dad, right? He has a son.
Yes, he has a son in text. Even That's wrong for, like, there are so many Kamen Riders who were dads before him.
Yeah.
I think he is the one that, I think, because it's something the actor said. And I think what he meant is he is the first Kamen Rider who actively has a child while being a Kamen Rider. Because, like, Skull wasn't, like, Narumi wasn't with Akiko. He wasn't parenting her at the time he was Skull. He had already left his wife, who retained custody of their daughter. And, like, Hibiki is Asumu's dad, but he's not Asumu's dad? Even though he is Asumu's dad. So I think it's... One, I think that quote may have been translated roughly. I don't know. I don't know exactly what he said, but... Enigmas, there are so many Kamen Riders about how their dad fucking sucks, and...
Wait, which quote? Sorry.
That he was the first, like, dad Kamen Rider.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
But yeah, there, especially when you get to Phase 2 in Reiwa, Phase 2 Heisei is so much about having a shitty dad. I think there's a shitty dad in every Phase 2 Heisei Kamen Rider. Like, Double, literally the plot is that one of their dads fucking sucks. O's, Eiji's got a shitty dad. He's not really a character in the show, but we do know that his dad kinda sucks. Forze's parents were fine, but they're dead. But one of the main characters, literally his whole thing is his dad fucking sucks, and he just wants his dad to stop controlling his life. I can't remember if Wizard, also, again, the plot, someone's dad fucking sucks. I don't know if anyone in Gaim has a shitty dad. I don't care. In several Heisei 2 shows, the dad is literally the problem. Then when you hit Reiwa, it's still a thing. Dads are still a thing, but I think they kind of let go of generational trauma being a core aspect of every show. But there still are shitty dads. So much of Kamen Rider is about the family you choose instead of the family you're born into. Literally the plot of Double. Literally the plot of Double is, reject the family that sucks and make a better one.
Yeah.
It's literally a thing that's said out loud at one point. It's literally a thing that's said out loud that this is no longer your family. Your family is those people that you chose. Literally the plot of Kamen Rider Double. So if that's cathartic for you, there's also a good dad, but he's dead for most of the show. Even though I love him and he's getting a movie this year. Oh my god, Portrait of Skull is real. I can't believe that within days of each other, they announced Portrait of Skull and the Ray-Earth remake.
Yeah.
Within fucking, 3 days of each other. Thriving. Now I just have to manifest Bokenger 20 years after. That is the only thing I need. I got Atelier Marie remake. I got Portrait of Skull. I got Ray-Earth remake. I just have to manifest Bokenger 10 years after. Or 20 years after. That's all I need. Then I'll have had everything.
Sorry, sidebar. A brief sidebar. I summoned another player to help me with the boss, and they came along and they were super over leveled, and they basically killed the boss in a few hits, and it was really nice.
Love that.
Love that. yeah, I love Kamen Rider Hibiki. Kamen Rider Hibiki is a show that like okay, like can I get pretentious? Can we get
Yes.
pretentious here? So
I'm always
like
pretentious here.
I feel in I you know, I'm a very kind of like a bit intellectual pretentious, a bit of a theory nerd. I like analyzing shows and I do like a lot of stuff that a lot of nerds wouldn't touch with a barge pole because it's too like arty or whatever or too weird. And my thing is that I feel like Kamen Rider Hibiki is
Hold on. Ironics, thank you for the raid. We're talking about Hibiki. Maru's gonna give us a Hibiki lecture.
no, it's not a Hibiki lecture. It's more about like I feel like Hibiki is a show that is really trying hard to elevate tokusatsu. And that doesn't mean that it's by that I'm not trying to say that it's like superior, okay? Like I prefer it for a lot of aesthetic and personal reasons, but they are attempting to transcend what a tokusatsu show, what a commercial mainstream tokusatsu show can be. And they succeeded and they failed. They succeeded because they
I would say they succeeded because they accomplished that goal.
Yeah.
But they failed
because
Toei didn't consider them successful.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, the sad reality is you have to sell them. I feel like a lot of later Kamen Riders able to better, but also in my opinion, like this is the thing. I am not the target audience of Kamen Rider. The target audience of Kamen Rider are two main demographics. Kids that are like older than Sentai, we're talking about like 10, 11, preteens usually, and adult toku fans, the people that are watching it with their kids, the people that are watching it, nerds, the people watching it because, oh, I remember Kamen Rider when I was a kid, I'm gonna tune in,
Yeah.
There's a lot of that. And like what a lot of people don't get about Japanese media is that you can just watch a show, right? You can just watch one Kamen Rider. A lot of people in Japan watched Kamen Rider Double. They didn't bother with anything else.
Yeah.
But they love Double, and they buy the Dojin. But the point that I'm trying to make is that I think Hibiki was trying to elevate the medium that is mainstream Toku hero shows. And the reality is that there are a lot of commercial limitations to what you can do. And when you push against that, it is a gamble.
Yes.
Like, I put it like, a lot of the stuff that I love is stuff that tried to be ambitious and achieved a lot of good things, but also fell short in many ways. And in that same category, I put Utena and I put Original Evangelion. Because Original Evangelion, yeah, it became a big hit, but it almost wasn't. It's a show that fell apart.
Yeah.
And should not have succeeded, and succeeded because people saw something in it. But, like, just like that, it could have not succeeded. And because it was trying to elevate the art form. And I think that's what I think about Hibiki. It's a show that starts with it's a Kamen Rider show that starts with a musical number called Good Morning. About saying good morning to people on the way to school. It's genius, Jerry. It's goddamn genius. I'm done. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to find Subaraya's playlist for Ultraman Z that isn't the English dub. It's so Ultraman Z's so good. It's so good.
I need to finish Mebius, of course.
Yeah, I need to start Mebius. But Zet is so good.
Mebius.
Like, if it wasn't for the fact that I really think you should watch Orb before Zet for reasons, Zet would be the perfect, Ultraman Zet would be the perfect starter Ultraman.
But yeah, Hibiki is a beautiful show. Up until episode 29, it's a beautiful, wonderful show. After that, it is a bit of a mockery of itself, and if you have to be ready, you have to look at Hibiki. Like my recommendation to everyone starting Hibiki, the show is 29 episodes and has a weird rest of the show. The rest of the show, the staff completely changed, the vibe is totally off, and if you take it as a parody of itself almost, that happens to land the ending, then then you're gonna be okay.
It's I feel like fucking Zanki and Todoroki are the only ones who come out of that unscathed.
You say unscathed. You're saying
From what
unscathed.
I remember.
I
mean, there is the.
I need to remind you. Of hang on, give me a second. Cutscene started.
Yeah, Blazer could be a good starter. The thing is, like, Zet is also dubbed in English. I think most of the ones that are on Suguraya's YouTube have an English dub. I'm just trying to find the playlist for Zet.
I was gonna say you are forgetting the fact that after Hibiki has a sort of ending in episode 29, that's not really an ending, but it's like an ending because they knew that they were wrapping up the show and it has like a final message. An episode or two later, we have an episode entitled Bonito of Love. So no, we have to talk about Bonito of Love now.
Have I removed Bonito of Love from my brain?
I think you have. Because in
Have
Bonito
I, like,
of Love,
trauma removed that from my brain?
Todoroki takes, is it Hina? It's Hina. Takes Hina to a date in a fancy restaurant. And he's super nervous. He's trying to, like, declare his love. And he's like, I brought you a present from my prefecture, because he's from the countryside. He's a country boy.
Yeah.
And he opens his jacket. He has an evening jacket. Like a suit jacket, right? He opens it, brings out a comically long wooden box that could not have been inside his jacket. Opens it, and it has a full raw bonito. And he's like, "This bonito was caught in my prefecture. It's like it's like a very priced fish." And he puts it on the table, and obviously she's disgusted. It's a whole bit.
I fucking do not remember this at all.
It's hilarious. I don't know if it's in the same. Do you remember how they get a trainer who is a retired Oni, who is Akira, who is the singer of the ending, Akira Fusei? Do you remember that?
No.
Okay, so there's a training arc in the second part of Hibiki where they get a trainer who is a retired Oni, played by Akira Fusei, the guy who sings the ending song. Is a very manly kind of singer dude. When he first appears, by the way, the dude is riding a motorcycle wearing a leather jacket, and he is basically the right age to have been a late Showa writer. So that's kind of the implication, was an Oni in the Showa era. But he trains them, and in that episode, the wardrobe gave Todoroki, and I don't know if that is Bonito of Love, but it's either the episode before or after, or the same. Todoroki wears 3 iconic shirts. There's one that has a big, when they're in the laboratory in the Takeshi lab, he's wearing a t-shirt with a big weed leaf, and it says Kingston, Jamaica. He wears another t-shirt that has a logo that looks like the logo of American government agency, and it is the logo of an American agency that was the like post-war famine relief essentially in Japan. And later in the episode, when he's out training, he's wearing a Flogging Molly t-shirt.
I love the fucking Flogging Molly t-shirt.
I was literally, when I rewatched it, like a few years ago when I watched Hibiki, I lost my shit. I had my shit, I lost it, okay? I don't know where my shit is, chat. I lost it, okay?
So I found what I think is the official Ultraman Z playlist. But it doesn't have all of the episodes, and only like half of them, and not the first half, have English subtitles? Bad.
So after I beat the boss, there's a guy here who. So you know how I said the boss I beat was called Godric the Crafter, who is like a guy who crafted a bunch of body parts to himself, and it's really gross, right? So he died.
Yeah.
We killed him. And there's like a zombie man, like a lot of the zombie men that I've been killing, who is not aggressive, who is actually he has a shopkeeper, and he's locked in a constant action of stomping on the torso of Godric the Crafted, which is on the ground. He's stomping on the head of it. And he's like, I always hated this cunt. And he's just constantly stamping on it. Anyway, sorry. But yeah, no, Kamen Rider Hibiki. Very good.
They have Absolute Conspiracy, and it would have been before... Oh, wait, is it this? Is it this one? Is this it? Multi-language subtitles available. Okay, I found it. It's a different playlist than the one that I was looking at. Okay, problem solved. Whoa, whoa. Tai mucho isho ni samba. Mina atsumare kyoryuja. Jeed. It's 2017. And Orb was not 2011, even though that's what 2016. I was thinking like 2014. Okay, so the thing about Ultraman Orb is Ultraman Orb has the vibe of like early Heisei 1 Kamen Rider. Like it has like a vibe very similar to like Ryuki or Blade, where I kept for a long time thinking it was made in like 2005, and then I knew that was too early, so I kept thinking it was 2011 when it is actually 2016. I love Orb though; it's so good. Maru.
That's me. I'm Maru.
Yeah.
Baby Dumbo.
Okay, I've got that all typed up, and I will write some descriptions later. Let me make sure this is saved. Alright. This is the opening theme to Kamen Rider Drive, which is sung by Kamen Rider Eternal, who is a movie rider from Kamen Rider Double. Kamen Rider Drive is not very good. There are things that I like about Kamen Rider Drive. It is not a very good show. And I'm very grateful to Ultraman Blazer for taking my least favorite face-acted character, my second least favorite face-acted character in Kamen Rider Drive, and making him a character that I really enjoyed watching. Just recasting that actor into a role that I truly loved. He is the main character of Ultraman Blazer, and for most of Drive, the main villain of Drive. And I think he fucking sucked in Drive. I just don't think he was interesting. And I think he kind of sucked. And unfortunately, Drive is not very good.
I've not watched it, and I'm like not interested to watch it, but I don't know. Good opening, I guess.
Yeah, it's a good song. It's a good song.
The suits are good.
Yeah, the suits are okay. The one thing Drive does have is, one, there's an arc in which there are two whole Bokengers. There are just two entire Bokengers. Which was a bribe because immediately after they brought in my least favorite fucking character in the whole show. And it was a preemptive apology. But Bokendra also has Brain, who I love dearly with all of my heart, and who in the Kamen Rider Outsiders miniseries, they finally let him be just a stupid little homosexual.
We love that.
They let him just be the dumbest little homosexual who is madly in love with Kamen Rider Zeranos. Which, valid, that boy is extremely attractive. But he is like explicitly gay in Outsiders. Did I hear Drive will appear in the Boom Boomger G Rosso stage shows? I didn't. I'm both surprised and not surprised. Just because, I mean, aside from both being car themed, they both have a lot of, they use tires heavily in the visual aesthetics and in, like, attacks. So, I feel like they would work quite well together. A little surprised, just in that, like, I feel like Drive is a bit of a weird pull, because I don't think Drive was, like, super popular. But okay, yeah, why not? Why the hell not?
I mean, it's the other most recent car thing, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, like, again, I feel like Kara Major would maybe be a better choice.
Yeah.
But Drive has a lot of similar aesthetics in the suit design and attack design, because again, they focus very heavily on tires, where a lot of other car-related tokusatsu don't focus so heavily on the goddamn tires. Did I tell you that Boom Boomger introduced their sixth and they somehow managed to make the goddamn suit even fucking uglier?
I saw it because the other day my friend was over and the only opening of Boom Boomger that we can find was the latest one. And so yes is my answer. I have seen it. I have seen it.
It's ugly as sin. I've adapted. My brain has gotten used to the Boom Boomger suits. I still don't think they're very good, but like I love the cast of Boom Boomger so much that I don't care that the suits are bad. Like I love them anyway, in spite of how bad they are. Where I don't like the sixth very much. So every time he is on screen, I want him to shut his goddamn mouth. And every time he transforms, I'm just filled with rage about how ugly his fucking suit is.
Yeah.
So that's my life now.
That's fair.
Just because his suit is so fucking ugly.
I gotta say, I am a Boom Boomger suit apologist.
I'm a little bit of a Boom Boomger suit apologist.
It's just because I feel, and nobody crucify me for this, I'm sorry, King Oger was a 9.9 out of 10 show. And that 0.1, it's the suits. Yeah. They're good.
Yeah, my thing with the King Oger suits is they didn't go hard enough.
No,
they are very, very close to being good, and they just didn't go hard enough.
Except for Jeremy, that's the only.
Yes,
that's
yes. His is because his is white and black with gold accents.
But it has a lot more detail. That's the thing. If the other suits had that level of detail,
here, I'm gonna do my thing that I do, and I'm gonna show y'all what the King Oger suits should have been like. Here we go. Here's the lineup. File, create new from clipboard. So here is the lads. Let me get let me just get his suit just to drop it in the side. Lino Express, Jim. Let's see. Change canvas size. So let me just put him in, so he is visible amongst the group. So, like, you can see his suit is way more detailed. There's way more accents. He's got, like, this very nice black that makes the center pop. You've got the gold bits. Beautiful. Very well done.
Yeah.
So, everyone else is just too plain.
Yeah.
Where I think every kingdom was so distinct that they should have had more details that go with every group. Where, you know, let me just find. So, you know, Violet is from the Papillon Oger from the Snow Kingdom. Give her fur trim. Give her, like, violet, like a lilac, a nice, like, very light purple fur trim around the neck and edge of the cape. And maybe the boots. Maybe on the edge of the boots and, like, glove cuffs. Maybe at the bottom of the armor too. You know, give her some fur trim, cause she's from the cold place. They're from the cold place. Hachi Oger is from, like, a very classically, like, feudal Japan, and they have a very, like, heavily patterned aesthetic that he normally wears. So, like, make that his cape. Put that on his cape. Give him more of these orange accents. Like, instead of his side bits being black, make them orange. Make them orange and give him, like, the tofu national colors on his cape. Like, they have this, like, beautiful fabric that he and Suzume wear. Where it's, Suzume's is easier to find. Or here we go. I'll just grab it from this. Like, just take this and just make it his cape. Like, give him that. Have Himeno have just a shit ton of lace. Give her lace. Himeno is from, like, this very, like, everything is beautiful, everything is fancy. She's, like, this very high class sort of European. So just put lace on the fucking edge of everything. Doesn't need to be yellow, should probably be white. Like, just lace everywhere for Himeno.
Do you know what it is? I really feel I feel they wanted to make the suits look unified, and I don't understand in a show, because like what they really nailed in the show was the civilian suits for all the 6 King Ogres. Like, all the 6 King Ogres look fantastic.
Yes.
And it's such a downgrade when they transform, because they're losing. And I mean, yeah, budgets and stuff, but there have been Sentai, look at Q Ranger.
Yeah, they should have done what they did with Q Ranger.
They should have done that.
Yeah, Q Ranger was fucking high art with that.
Hell, look at and I know that there's some issues there, so I'm not, but like look at Dawn Brother.
Yeah.
Dawn Brother suits are more differentiated.
Like,
even though they're
look, the CG aside, I love the Dawn Brothers suits.
Yeah.
Like, Blue should have had like circuitry patterns on the cape and armor, because he's from the techno place.
Yeah, so in Gossipa.
So, like, and then, you can just give Red some gold. Like, you don't really need, just change the silver bits, like, to gold on his.
I think Red should have had epaulettes.
Yeah, give him some epaulettes.
Because I think that, like, because each of them, as the ruler of their own kingdom, they're wearing essentially the ruling garb of their king.
Yeah.
So,
like, his
example,
shoulder pads should just be epaulettes.
Yeah. Because, while Gira didn't have those in most of his civilian suits, the one that was dressed up as an actual king, Rakulis, did.
Yeah.
So it should be on there.
Yeah.
Right?
Hi, Mallory! Thank you for the raid! I finished my sketch for Enigmas, and we're talking about the, the entire theme for, King Oger was King Oger is the only Sentai entirely not set on Earth, with the exception of the Kyoryuger crossover. Don't worry about it. And they are the kings of 6 different nations on their planet, on their extremely bug-themed planet. They come from Bug Planet. More or less, yes, Modus.
Hello, Raiders. And hello, Mallory, the best lamb that exists.
Yes, my favorite lamb. Who is taller than me, even though, Mallory and I have both always believed that Mallory was shorter than me.
Do you know what it is? It's because Mallory's first model was very kind of cutesy and petite. And your first model,
all of my models,
both models are very like tall lady energy.
Yeah, I've got very tall lady energy.
You do.
King Oger is frankly the best Sentai since Gokaiger. I would heavily not recommend it as your first. Good God, do not start with King Oger. King Oger is not representative of what the rest of Sentai is. And you need to understand the vibes of Sentai before you get there. It's good God, please do not start with King Oger. It's so good, please do not start with it. But they're from, all of their nations are like extremely different. Enkospa is basically like cyberpunk future modern cities. It's the gamer city. Himeno's country is very classical English Tea Party, but as a country. The Red, his country is basically like Arthurian Europe, I guess. I guess you could say it's kind of, when you think of a story about kings, that's kind of the setting. Rita, their country is jail. It's snow and jail. And then Kaguragi's country is basically feudal era Japan. And it's kind of the differences. Yeah, Industrial Revolution meets Arthurian Europe. It's King Oger. The show is very, very critical of monarchy as a concept for a show that is about kings. It is very much about your king should be doing right by your country and by your people, and if they are not, fucking devour them whole. It's a very good show.
But yeah, so no, can I remind you of a thing?
Yes.
You didn't introduce yourself to the Raiders because we're talking about.
Oh my god! Hello, I am Sonomi Khan. I am a former Super Sentai villain working on my redemption arc. I will force you to learn about Tokusatsu. Just by being in my presence, you don't get a fucking choice. I'm sorry, that's what we do here. Yes. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say King Oger pioneered. They had been using that a lot within Dawn Brothers and Kamen Rider Saber. King Oger is the first time they went absolutely fucking ham with it. With King Oger is primarily done using large LED screens on a soundstage, with and then using specific outdoor sets in combination with that. Most wide shots, any establishing shots of the kingdoms are all done with large LED screens. A lot of interiors of, like, the throne rooms of every kingdom are done with it. They do amazing shit. But I would really say Saber is what they used to pioneer it. Dawn Brothers was refining it. And King Oger is when they were experimenting, seeing how far they could push that technology. It's great. It's fascinating. I love it. This is what the King Oger suits should look like. This is what they do look like. I drew Rita's on there. No, I drew it there. Okay.
Wait, this is what we do. This is what we do here, Raiders. Because Sono.
This is what I do. This is all I think about. This is all I'm capable of thinking about at any given time.
Yeah, Sono will cradle you lovingly like mom because she's and will teach you the good news about Tokusatsu.
Yeah, that's what we do here.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Yes, we'll give.
God, I love Mallory Lamb.
I love Mallory so much.
So much.
This is my Roman Empire. This is what I do. Yeah. This is all I know.
Oh yeah. Mallory is said that she was 5'9". I'm 5'10". So.
I am 5 foot nothing. I am 5 foot jack shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so for comparison, I'm gonna pull up the Q Ranger suits, to kind of point out some of them big differences. Because Q Ranger really excelled at taking a unified suit design and then varying it up for every member. Because all of the Q Rangers are aliens from different planets, traveling the galaxy to save it from a dude who already succeeded in taking over the universe. But you can see Pink, because her constellation is Aquila, the eagle, she has wings. She has little wings on the back of her suit. Blue is a wolfman, so he's got that fur collar, and his suit is made of, like, crushed velvet. Black, because he's a big, chunky robot, he's got this big, chunky suit. Sky blue, because he's like a little kid, he's got this, like, scarf that he can use as, like, what's that called when you have, like, a weight on the end of like, a rope? Whatever that's called, he uses the scarf as that. Violet, because he's the commander, he's got, like, coattails. Orange, you can't really see it here, but he's got a scorpion tail coming out of the back of his suit, because he's a scorpion man. A flail, that's what it's called. And yellow, because his constellation is the swordfish. You can't see it here, but his, like, the front of his visor, like, protrudes. Because silver is a snake man, he's got this, like, scale pattern. Gold is also kind of a robot man, so he's got more, like, knee pads and, like, parts on him that make him look a little more mechanical. So they really figured out how to vary these suits up while still having them all have a uniform design. And King Oger just fucking did not even try. Made zero goddamn effort in that field. But, thankfully, the thing about King Oger is, the worst thing about King Oger are these, like, mid-ass suit designs. King Oger is so good, has incredible robots.
The best in a long time.
Funny little bugs everywhere. The civilian cast is incredible. Because it's one of the few shows that has a very large cast outside of the Sentai team. Like, there are just people on their side. They each have, like, one retainer. And, there's, you know, some other people around, and, Suzume Dabowski is there, and whenever she's not there, you should be asking where she is, because she is causing a problem somewhere. She is my favorite character in this goddamn show. I love her. I don't know how they made Rockley's one of my favorite goddamn Super Sentai characters, but they did. I love him. King Oger's so good. Oh yeah, Tokyuger's mechs, fucking hideous. But the rest of the show, incredible. So usually,
I love the mechs from Tokyuger because they're trains. I love them. I'm an apologist for the Tokyuger mech.
The fucking Zyuohger mechs, also fucking hideous. Not all of them, but that one knows what it did. Zyuohger also has really bad suits and some mid-writing, but I feel like the chemistry of the cast carries that show so fucking hard, that Zyuohger is still a good watch because the cast is just that good. It also has some of the best, like, beast human designs that I've ever fucking seen, and it's criminal that they don't use them more than they do. Yamato is in the running for one of the best Reds. Marvelous is still my, like, prototypical Red. Like, Marvelous and Joe are, like, what a Red and Blue. Either Marvelous and Akashi, basically, are what a Red is to me. Joe Gibkin is, like, the blue hero. He is my favorite, again, Akashi is the world to me. Marvelous and Akashi are what Reds are. Joe Gibkin is the prototypical, the Sentai Blue. He just is. There is no one who compares. I don't know if I have like a really solid placing for yellow. Because I feel like yellow is kind of the most varied archetype in Sentai. So I don't feel like I have anyone who is the ideal yellow for me. The ideal pink is Boken Pink. I'm sorry, she's the best one that there ever has been or ever will be.
There is, I feel, a duality of Pink Rangers.
There is, because
Pink Rangers are either the girliest of the girly girls or a tomboy. Sometimes both, but usually it's one of the two.
Yeah, I feel like the dichotomy of Pink Rangers is one end of the scale you have Boken Pink, and the other end of the scale you have Gokai Pink.
Yeah, and the funny thing is that I feel like, honestly, if we're talking archetypes, like, the archetypes for Boken Pink and Boken Yellow are...
Yes.
Essentially. Because, like, Boken Yellow is essentially an archetypal pink, because she's, like, super girly, super cute, you know, girly girl.
Yeah.
Girl of girls. I love her.
I think part of the reason... I love Natsuki. I would die for her. I think part of the reason they did that in Bokenger is so much of Sakura's story is learning to embrace the feminine, and that's why she's pink. Because so much of her story, again, Sakura's trauma is she grew up being expected to be hyper feminine as the daughter of a rich family that was basically expected to be married off, and forcibly rejected that so hard that she went to the other extreme. And her arc is kind of about finding the middle ground in that, in, you know, learning to love herself as a woman, but that she gets to define what being a woman means to her. And the episode that's about that is one of the best episodes in all of Super Sentai. The Cinderella episode of Bokenger is the best episode in all of Super Sentai. I would be willing to say that. I love Kirame Yellow, and Kirame Yellow has a very, like, Gao Yellow vibe. But the thing about that is I feel like that is a very archetypical blue vibe. Because sometimes when the yellow is male, they will, because usually when you have a male yellow, you will have a female blue, which is not the case in Kira Major, but usually when that happens, the yellow will take up the blue archetype. But I feel like I don't have a prototypical... well, the thing is, Kirame Blue is also a very prototypical blue in that he's, it was written by the same writer as Gokaiger, and he's a very Joe Gibkin sort of blue, except he really has no interest in rivaling the red, because a lot of that blue archetype is rivaling the red to some degree, which is not something Joe isn't a rival so much as he's a balance to Marvelous, because those boys are fucking, and Marvelous needs... Joe is essentially Marvelous's brain cell. Yeah, and where Kirame Blue is... He is already very self-assured. He knows who he is. He knows what he wants and how to do it. He's just also very stupid. He's just also an extremely stupid boy, which I love for him. I love that for him. He's an idiot. All of them are idiots. I love that. Where the archetypal green generally is the big goofball on the team. Kira Major subverts that in that it is not the first female green, but Q Ranger and Kira Major both have female greens, and let them continue to kind of be the goofball, but also be the tomboy. So you kind of combine the goofball green with the tomboy yellow. Not so much the tomboy pink, because the tomboy pink is generally very tough. Very tough and stoic. Where the tomboy yellow can tend to be more goofy and just like is just less feminine. And they kind of let the female green embody that, while folding in kind of the goofball green. And I love that for them. Cute Tama. I am gonna wrap up. I am gonna find us someone to raid, because it is 7 o'clock, so I need to go make some dinner. I love Goofball Tomboys. I think both Kirame Green and Camellia Green are fucking top tier Sentai members. I love Green Rangers, by the way. I want to kiss every Green Ranger. That is my personality. I want to kiss every Green Ranger. They're all good. And they're all extremely hot. But I am going to find us someone to raid. Thank you all so much for coming. Enigmas, I'm going to send you this sketch. I'm going to send you my recommendations. And I'm going to send you the first half of your invoice once I get everything cleared out. But I'm going to find us someone to raid first. Thank you all so much for coming. Love y'all so much. And I'll see y'all Thursday. Y'all have a good night. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.